Hello, welcome to the online meeting with SWPS University. Today's webinar is special because we will not focus on the admissions process, but we will focus more on the start of the academic year and the first days at the university rather than the admission process, because it is pretty much closed for most of our programs right now. And I wanted to mention from the beginning that the admissions for the next academic year starts in January. This webinar is funded by the National Agency for Academic Exchange under the Welcome to Poland project, which is called SWPS University Ambassadors. My name is Dorota Słowińska. I'm admissions officer, and I'm here today with Weronika, who is our psychology in English student who also works at the Students Affairs Office. Hi, Veronica.
Hello.
And also we are here today with Melike, who is our psychology in English graduate and our ambassador as well. Hi, Melike.
Hello.
Okay, so my colleague Adriana is available for you in the chat box where you can ask any questions you have regarding the university or the admissions process. I'm sure Ada will be happy to answer them. And now we will see a short video we did with Melike, and we'll be right back.
It was a traditional day. I wasn't sure about that. There's a Santa Claus day, and our teachers just came to the class with the Santa hat and the box of candy. And because I learned that who has a name Mikołaj, just imagine someone's teaching statistics to you with the Santa Claus hat. It was very funny moments, and it was a good memory for me. Hi, I'm Melike from Psychology faculty. I'm coming from Turkey originally. When I graduated from high school, I decided to do something for myself, like in a different way. And I thought it would be great if I can improve my English in an academic way. I started doing research about that. I found SWPS University, and since this is a social science university, I thought it will be a great place to study psychology. If you are studying abroad, you are learning different people, different culture, different perspective. That means a lot to me because it gives you opportunity to understand other people as well, and it was so important. The people are nice usually. They are try to teach something to you, like especially the language, because it's hard, but they are so welcoming about that. If you are trying to learn their language, they are quite surprised and they are trying to teach you some words, some phrase. I'm quite a social person in the university. We have one club, like student club. We are still keep in touch. We are still meeting regularly. I was like middle student when I was in high school, but in the university everything has changed. Of course, we have like scores, we have points during the classes, but especially in SWPS, the grades are not so important. Our teachers focus morely what we experience in life or what we learn actually. For me, success is totally related with that. If you're happy what you are doing right now, and that means totally you're a successful person. If you would like to improve your personal skills, interpersonal skills, or public speaking skills, that's a very good place to start.
Okay, hi, we are back. So now we can move to the main part of our webinar. And first, I would like to ask Veronika, about the start of the academic year. So most of our first year classes start from October 3rd, but there are also additional events planned for our students' first days. So Veronika, can you please tell us about those events?
Yeah, hello again. So basically the events that are planned are the activities, for example, the webinars that are supposed to help students in multiple organizational matters, So I would say it is especially important if you are feeling lost or need some guidance or basic information regarding your course of studies, anything that is new for you.
Mm-hmm. and where we can find those informations. I'm sure I will ask Melike in a second if she remembers her orientation week and orientation days. But first, our students, if they have the access to the website is called Virtual University. And what is it?
Yes, the Virtual University is our university's website for the students. And while becoming a student, everyone receives an access to it. Basically, every student can find there most of the needed information. So if you need anything, first check on Virtual University. And it means class schedule, materials and syllabuses for the classes, as well as students' ABC, which is basically the set of the documents that is especially prepared for the students. And it covers mostly asked questions, as well as some dates. It also shows the new students where they can find academic agenda, information about payments or examination, course evaluation, or, for example, support for people with disabilities, and much, much more. So that's really important to check Virtual University. It also allows students to take health and safety, as well as library trainings, which are crucial, basically, especially for the first years. And most importantly, the Virtual University is the way of contact with Center for Student Affairs, where you can ask for certificates of study, visa documents, and lots of other things that are related to your course of study. You can file applications. Basically, everything, every document, you can just submit there, and it's pretty simple to do it online.
Okay, thank you so much. So, as you mentioned, Virtual University is a very important website. Most of our first year students already received an email with a link to this website. So if you got any questions regarding the timetables, we get a lot of questions from you regarding that. You can check it over there. If you still don't have your timetable, it should be there shortly. So thank you, Veronica. Now we can move to Melike. So do you remember your first days at the university, and is there anything that our students should focus on during those days?
Thank you, Dorota. I would like to be honest. It's hard for me to remember my first year because I think I was so excited. It's because of this. But in 2019, I was the freshman supporters team. It's a student council initiative. And I think I remember the first year much more clear than my first year, let's say. And I can strongly recommend that students should not miss the orientation week. There will be many orientation activities organized by both university and the student clubs as well. In these events, it's a good opportunity for the students to meet not only people from their faculty, but also people from the other faculties in the university as well. Therefore, I can strongly recommend to join the orientation week in your first days.
Thank you, Marika. I actually remember you during your first days at the university at the beginning of the psychology because we had a meeting. So I remember the first year students from that date. And now you are graduated, so congrats.
Thank you.
I'm happy that you are here today with us. So you mentioned that it is really important to be here during the orientation week, but we also hear from our students that they might be late for classes. For example, they are still waiting for their visas or for flights or anything else. So we wanted to mention that the attendance is very important when it comes to your classes. So if you know that you're gonna be late, you have to wait for your visa, or your visa was refused and now you have to, apply again. Please contact us because we are in touch with the coordinators of the programs, and we can estimate how much time you have to be late for your classes. So, Veronica, my next question is for you. Could you please tell us about the syllabuses for the classes which are also on the virtual university? What is it and why is it essential for our students to check them?
Yes, so syllabuses are basically the documents that describe the plan of every course, as well as the information about passing this course. So syllabuses are especially crucial when it comes to attendance because there is always a limited amount of attendance when it comes to a tutorial course, a tutorial part of the course. Usually, not more than 20% of tutorial classes is allowed to be missed. And what is really important, if the student misses more than 50% of tutorial classes, they automatically fail the module, which we don't want. And all syllabuses, as Dorota said, can be found in virtual university under the button materials and for classes, sorry. And you also then need to choose the class and the syllabuses shows. And before you ask the professor, always check the syllabus because most of the information is there.
Yeah, everything is there along with the literature. Thank you, Veronica. And also 20% of the class, it really matters how the class is planned throughout the semester because 20% of your classes might be 2 weeks, but it also might be like one class if you have like a cluster of classes at the same date. Thank you, Veronica. So Melike, now my question will be for you. We talked a little bit about the timetable and we get a lot of questions regarding whether you can combine studies and work. And how was it with you? And is it possible from your experience to adjust the timetable?
Yes, being absent, it's a very critical thing during the university life. I can say it's a quite serious topic because many of my friends had to retake some modules because they did not pay attention to it. But does not mean it's not open the adjustment, let's say. To give an example from myself, I have both studied and worked throughout my education life. And if some of my classes and working hours are conflicting, I check the other hours of the lesson that I have a collision with from the virtual university. As you mentioned, all the information are visible there. There's usually a time that suits me, like in my work schedule and my lesson schedule. Then you have a chance to change your lessons hours by contacting the module coordinator first, and then the student affair office. You need to inform both sides as well. When I'm choosing the elective courses, of course I look for the syllabus and I choose the course whose hours are suitable for me. And I can advise the student, like, you need to pay attention your syllabus while you are choosing your electives. It can be a problem afterwards, and we don't want this usually.
Of course. And I have additional question for you. And I know that today you are at your workplace during our webinar. So additional question is whether is it possible to find a job in Poland being a foreigner without Polish language? And how was it with you?
Yes, this is a very popular question. And it's not, it is possible to find a job without knowing Polish language. Of course, this is a subject that changed depending on which field you are looking for a job in. And it's a quite broad area, let's say, because Polish labor market has been gradually changing, from my opinion, in a positive way. Therefore, it's so preferred place for big companies. In some sectors, it's possible to find a job other than English and Polish. Like, there's a still chance you can find a job even in your native language. I don't know, but as I said, it's not valid for every sector. On the other end, considering that you're a first year student, let's say, you have no work experience, and in this scenario, I think your social activity within the university, the clubs you join, and the position you take will support you in your journey to find a job. However, I can say that the career office of the university supported me a lot in my journey to find a job. They have very good services in this regard. For example, preparing the CV, writing a motivation letter, or organizing a sample interviews. I remember I made several sample interviews with career office. And the company I'm currently working with, I had opportunity to meet first during the Scandinavian Career Week, organized by the career office as well. So when you start your early career, your first step is your university, I guess. And the people you will meet here, the network you will create, will contribute in your future career and your future life. Therefore, it's a very good start, I can say. And if you are a hardworking person, I mean, in your social life, in your academic life, you have always chance find a job in Poland.
Thank you, Melike. It's really nice to hear that you use this opportunity that we have at the university with our careers office. From my experience, also as a person that works at the admissions office, I know that we often ask our careers office whether they have a student that would like to, for example, participate in the webinars or work at the admissions office during the summer. For example, Veronica is now working at the Student Affairs office as our student. So there's plenty of job, not only in Warsaw or in Wrocław, if you're applied there for psychology, but also at our university. Veronica, could you tell us something about our Warsaw campus, about the building, whether all classes are at the same building, or we have a lot of questions from candidates that are used to campuses being like all over the city. How does it look like in Warsaw?
Yes, in Warsaw, the campus has two main wings, S and N wing. In the class schedule, every class has a room number, and the letter before the number says which wing it is going to take place in. So it is the same building, just two different wings. So for example, we have room S103, which means that the room is in the S wing on the first floor, as the first digit is also a floor number. So 0 is the ground floor, 1 is the first floor, 2 is the second floor, and so on and so on. And the building has a lot of graphics when it comes to directions. So I remember that when I was here during my first year, I was really worried, how am I going to find the right room? But there is a lot of graphics that show the direction, nothing to worry about. And apart from that, students can buy a meal in the Cardamom, which is the cafe restaurant on the ground floor. Also, there is a library where students can, of course, borrow books. Or, for example, the already mentioned Center for Student Affairs. And you can always ask them questions via virtual university, but we work from the main building in Warsaw. Also, in our building, there is a Center for Support and Activity, which is especially helpful when you need some scholarships, help, or if you're a person with a disability and you simply need some support or psychological help, or yeah, basically.
Okay, thank
all
you.
of this.
Thank you, Veronica. Melike, since we talked about the building, could you tell us more about the location of the university and the surroundings?
Of course. I can tell about the Warsaw campus, of course, and it's located in Praga district of Warsaw, which is becoming more and more popular every day from my perspective, because I can compare in my first year and after 3 years, it's more popular nowadays. And you can find cafes where you can drink something and spend time with your friends within walking distance of the university. You don't have to take any transportation, but also I'm a person who prefers to spend time in the parks because in Warsaw, generally, we have amazing places. I can recommend and I can mention about Skarżewski Park. One of my favorite parks is located near the university, and I will not go without saying that there is a place in the park makes great pizza. I remember celebrating many of my friends' birthday there, and I can say it's a good place to hang out.
Thank you, Melike. Okay, so we know where the university is, how the building looks like. So now you will have your access to the virtual university, you will have your timetable, and what is left is the student ID. So in the first days of October, our students can also collect their student ID, which is electronic student ID card. And Veronica, could you please tell us what they have to do to get them and how can they use the card?
Basically, to get the card, the student needs to file the application via the virtual university. It's really easy, just a few clicks, and then you can either collect it yourself or you can have it sent by post to you. What is really important, once you choose one option, there is no way of changing it. So just, think about it. And what is really great about Students' ID card, it enables, for example, the discount for public transport. It's 51% discount for students, which is, well, more than a half, so it's really great. And it also enables easier accesses to some museums, for example. In some museums, there are many days in a week where you can show your student's ID card and basically get the ticket, for example, for 1 zloty, which is, great, really great if you want to have access to some culture.
Okay, thank you so much. We are really coming to an end of our webinar. So if you've got any questions, please remember to type them and I'm sure Ada will answer them for you. And my last question will be about the Christmas break and the date of the exams, because we know that our students, our international students, would like to fly home, visit their families during the breaks, or know when the exams happen. So can you tell me if those dates are available anywhere and where we can find them, Veronica?
Yes, it is available on virtual university. You just need to click the button studies and then academic agenda. And when you choose the academic year, the dates are there. So you just see a file with all the dates. However, when it comes to the exams, the exact days and hours are available around a month before the exam.
So we have like estimated dates when usually you finish classes during the semester and when you start the examination period. So that's the time that you should not book your tickets because you never know when the exam will actually be fixed. Okay, so we went through our questions and through our script. And this webinar is coming to an end. If you have any last questions still, Adrianna can answer them for you. And I would like to thank so much my guests for participating in the webinar. Thank you, Veronica, and thank you, Melike, for meeting me today. And what else I can say? Like we have few days left before the start of the academic year. I hope I will see you guys all at the university. Most of our classes start on the 3rd of October. If you've got any questions regarding the visa refusals, for example, or refund policy, or you have any questions regarding the academic year and you still don't have the access to the virtual university, please remember that you can still contact admissions office. We will guide you and we'll tell you where you can go. Also, I would like to remind our students that got conditionally accepted based on the scans of your documents, that you will have time until the end of October to show us the hard copies of your documents, the same ones that you showed us via the online application form as scans. So remember that you have to come to our office. You can go to our website or you can go to our online application form and you can fix an appointment with the admissions office to show us the documents. We will just look at them, compare them with the scans that we have in our system, and you will be free to go. So thank you so much for today, and I hope to see you soon at the university. Bye-bye.